I'm Sonia and I help people take their power back. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me and want me to call you on your BS, my coaching information is in the description below. And if you want to come hang out and ask me your manifestation questions, I will be live here on YouTube Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time through December. They should be all scheduled if you want to come hang out and ask me your manifesting questions. And be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, this video, I want to talk about kind of hot and cold behavior / partial manifestations. And I don't know if I've talked about this recently on here, so if I have, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but this keeps coming up on TikTok where people are like, SP showed up and they're like, they showed up, so something's happening, but they're not acting the way I want them to. Or this is happening, but it's not exactly the way I want it to. It's like partial manifestations. It's hot and cold behavior. Like sometimes they're doing this and sometimes this is happening. When that kind of shit is happening, you need to be like, it's working because I'm getting part of what I wanted, but I just need to keep going. Just keep going. I had somebody ask me on a live, they're like, I get my manifestations and then they leave. And I was like, well, do you continue to affirm for them and persist for them past getting them? Oh no, I just think it's done and I move on, and yeah, I'm wavering. It's wavering. Until you naturally stop affirming or visualizing or whatever technique, thinking that you need to be on top of the mindset that this is how shit is now. And I promise you, you'll eventually just drop it. It won't feel important to you anymore. Like your mindset, once things are, you just expect it to be that way, your brain just thinks those thoughts naturally. Just like you naturally go to, oh, I don't have the money. SP doesn't want to be with me. I'm not good enough. I don't know how to manifest. How those fucking thoughts are to you right now. I have the money. I love my person. We're in the perfect relationship. I know how to manifest. I get everything I want. Will become your fucking default mindset. And you'll drop it. It won't be something that you have to focus on all the time. Were you focusing on that all of the time and being like, oh, I have to make sure I'm thinking those shitty thoughts? No, you were just thinking them. I promise you that eventually the affirmations you're saying now will become your default mindset. And when you think the old shitty thoughts, it's going to feel as weird as when you're affirming now. But you have to keep persisting in order to change your brain. And just because you get the manifestation does not mean you get to stop affirming for it and thinking of it the way you want it to be, especially with relationships. You don't get your SP and your work is done. You have to affirm for them forever. Whenever they do something annoying, you can't allow it to make you spiral and stew in how much like they don't appreciate you and they don't actually love you and they're going to be with someone else. If you go back to that kind of mindset and decide that that's what you're going to put your focus on, guess what? You're fucking right. And that's what's going to manifest. Because you're manifesting always. Always, 24/7, forever. This is how our world works. That's why I want you to take the focus off of manifesting and put the focus on this shit. Because the better you get at focusing on thinking the thoughts that you want to be true and letting go of the rest, the better off you're going to be. Because then no matter what the fuck life throws at you, you're going to be really good at being like, okay, I know I'm creating this. I'm just going to let it be, but I need to be up here making sure that I am putting the stories and the meanings and the thoughts in a way that is beneficial to me so that I don't end up going down a path I don't want to fucking go down. Because if you get your SP and then you are convinced that every person they talk to, they're going to cheat on you, when they cheat on you, you can't come crying to me. I fucking told you so. Because whatever you dominantly focus on manifests. Always. Forever. That doesn't change. So if you're getting parts of your manifestation, it means it's working. It means you're doing the work. It just means you need to keep going. You need to be paying attention to things that keep coming up and address them and let them go. Because if you truly want a happy relationship, You need to let go of all the jealous thoughts, of all the thoughts that this person would hurt you or choose someone else. That all has to fucking go. Because as long as that's still in you somewhere and you're stewing in it and just pretending it's not a thing, but you have that fear that that's what's going to happen, you're going to manifest that shit happening. Because you think that you are the person that could happen to. And if you don't fully let it go, you can't be surprised when that shit manifests. So do that work now. Do that work now, so your default mindset when you are in the relationship is we're so happy and everything goes our way. When something does happen and they do something, you don't naturally jump to they don't want me and everything's fucking ruined. You're the person who is in a happy, healthy, committed, fulfilling, perfect relationship with the person of their dreams who loves and adores them more than anything. You're both happy together. Same with money. Don't just affirm for the large amount of money, but change your mindset around money. If you win the fucking lottery, but you don't change your mindset and you have the money and you're like, oh, I'm going to lose the money. I never have money. I never have money. Guess what? You're going to lose it. I think it was Florence Scovel Shinn tells a story in one of her books about a woman who was very well off and joked constantly about how she was going to end up in the poorhouse. Guess where she ended up? She lost fucking everything. Because she would tell herself that. Your subconscious takes you at your word, as Joseph Murphy said in, I believe, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Your subconscious takes you at your word. It takes you, whatever you fucking tell it, it's like, okay. It doesn't have an opinion. It doesn't have a filtration system. It's not your fucking enemy. It's just there proving you right. So let go of the old shit and keep going when you start to get movement. When you're getting those partial manifestations, it's a sign that it's working. You're on the right track. Just keep fucking going. Don't get caught up in that it didn't work out exactly the way you thought it should have, and it's not exactly what I wanted. It must not work. Because if that's what you decide to sit in and focus on, guess what? You're fucking right. And you are the thing holding up having what you want. Because that's what you're focused on. So just keep going, keep persisting. And even once you don't feel like you need to put as much effort into affirming and thinking about those things or visualizing or whatever, when shit comes up, you always have to bring yourself back. Because if you don't, and you decide to go down those fucking rabbit holes and follow the breadcrumbs of whatever, I don't have the money, I can't keep my shit. For some reason, it's not going to last, or you go back to old thinking, you're going to manifest that. It's exactly what hot and cold behavior is, because your outside, your physical world is always a reflection of what you dominantly tell yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.